Hi everyone, I'm Eliza. I'm the Director of Counseling here at McLean Bible, and I want to talk with you just briefly about trauma. I want to just share what it is because I think sometimes it's a word that can be tossed around and we can kind of say, "Oh, I was so traumatized because I lost my keys and I had to leave in the morning. I was going to be late for a meeting." That's upsetting, but that's not traumatizing. And so, what is it when we say the word trauma? What are we talking about? Well, trauma, and this is a definition that's used in the mental health world, basically results from an event or a series of events that is physically and emotionally threatening, or at least the person perceives it as being emotionally or physically threatening. And when that happens, when that event or series of events happens that is perceived in that way, it has lasting impact, and I would say lasting negative impact, or has lasting negative adverse effects on the person's cognitive functioning, on their physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. So it was an event that, or a series of an event that happened that felt like a threat, and it had these lasting effects on them. And that's a definition of trauma that's widely used, and it kind of helps us give categories to that. It's basically a very distressing situation that has impacted us. So just because you go through something distressing doesn't mean you'll have trauma from it, but those categories being there have the potential for that. So that's what trauma is. So what does that mean for us as Christians? What does that mean for us as a church? Well, what I will say is that trauma uniquely demands community. When you have been through something traumatic, one of the ways that in the clinical world they determine whether something is going to be traumatizing has to do with who was with that person to process, to walk with them, to help them. So trauma really demands community, and the church is a community of God, a community of people devoted to one another. And so when we look at that, the community to witness, meaning I bear witness to what you've gone through. I want to honor that you have been through something really, really hard. And so not just to witness, but also to walk with. So that community can walk with you as you process these things, as you think through what does life look like this side of that traumatic event. And so as believers, we should be concerned about what trauma care really does look like. And you don't need to go to school. You just need to learn how to bear witness, carry that along with them, walk with them, but also hold out the hope that is theirs in Christ. Every other trauma care or method or modality is going to only bring temporary relief, which is not bad, but the gospel holds out eternal healing. Not just temporary, but eternal healing. And so the church is a place where people who have been traumatized can find hope, can find healing, and can find a community.